Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Java Reflection is a powerful feature that allows you to inspect classes, interfaces, fields, and methods at runtime, without knowing the names of the classes, methods, etc. at compile time. It is part of the java.lang.reflect package. In this tutorial, we will focus on how to use Java Reflection to access the value of a field in a class. We will cover the following steps. 1. Define a class with private fields. 2. Use reflection to access those fields. 3. Get the value of the fields. Step 1. Define a class with private fields. First, let's create a simple class named person with some private fields. Step 2. Use reflection to access fields. Now, let's create a class that demonstrates how to use reflection to access the private fields of the person class. Step 3, explanation of the code. 1. Creating an instance. We create an instance of the person class with a name and age. 2. Getting class object. We use getClass to retrieve the class object that represents the person class. 3. Accessing fields. We use getDeclaredField, field name, to get a field object that represents the field we want to access. Since the fields are private, we call setAccessible, true, on the field object, which allows us to bypass the access control checks. For getting field value, we use the getObject method to retrieve the value of the field from the instance of the person class. The method requires the object instance from which to retrieve the field's value. 5. Handling exceptions. The code is wrapped in a try-catch block to handle potential exceptions such as no such field exception, if the field does not exist, and illegal access exception, if access is denied. Conclusion. Java Reflection provides a way to inspect and manipulate classes and their members at runtime. While it can be very powerful, it should be used judiciously, as it can compromise the encapsulation principle and may lead to performance overhead. Always ensure that you have valid reasons for using reflection in your applications.